What's up, y'all? It's your boy Mission Mike. I can't sleep. It's like 1 a.m. I don't know what time it is there. Maybe some of y'all out there can't sleep. But I got a bunch on my head, and I figured, who knows? Maybe if anybody else out there is kind of a night owl as well, maybe just us talking, getting some of this off of our chest would be a good way to help us fall asleep. Maybe not. Maybe it's just going to keep us up even later. But I dedicate this to all the night owls out there. Okay? I want to share with y'all what I've been thinking about. And it's something that's really been changing my life for the better, like in a really, really amazing way. And I think I can't sleep because of a lot of the good happening, but also a lot of my own personal challenges I'm trying to overcome right now, if that makes sense. And it's the power of affirmations and declarations. And I know a lot of y'all out there, if you were like the old me, you're probably rolling your eyes and thinking what kind of dumb hocus pocus nonsense is this guy talking about? What an idiot, But yeah, it's just really been changing my life. And, where it came from is Proverbs 18:21. It says that death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it shall eat the fruit thereof. In other words, death and life, or life and death, it's all in the power of the tongue. It's all in what you say. It's all in the power of your words. And those who love it are going to eat the fruit thereof, or they're going to reap the fruit of this principle. And it's very true, because, when you stop and think about it for a second, think of some of the people you know. I'm going to throw out a couple examples, and think if you don't personally are. Look, I know you already know these people, all right? But there's always whiners and pessimists and blamers, right? And then you meet people who are optimistic and full of faith and belief and hope, okay? And I'm going to tell you something. I was sitting there thinking about this, or I was laying there and I couldn't sleep, and I was thinking about this. And it dawned on me, I've never met one successful person ever in any form or sense of that word that is pessimistic in my life. Not one. And y'all, especially when I was doing the bulk of the traveling during the mission, and I went coast to coast, I went east to west coast, prayed over thousands of people, and had hundreds and thousands of conversations. And all the people who would match the word success, however you define it, I guarantee I've met someone who is successful in however you would even personally define it, or I would. Maybe they lived a biblical life. Maybe they had a healthy marriage. Maybe they were financially secure, rich people, famous people, celebrities, people who were talented, incredible artists, whatever that art may be, musicians, you name it, okay? And I've never met one of them who was a pessimist or a blamer or a whiner or an excuse maker or just full of negativity and all the reasons why you can't succeed in life. I've never met one. And none of those people associate with pessimists. Does that make sense? Every single one person I've ever met who's successful in life they're always optimistics, hopeful, full of just faith that you can succeed, many of which were Christian, many of which were not, but, no matter what their belief system was or their personal and individual religion, the one thing they all had in common is they still had faith that you can succeed in life, and that you can pull off, that your dreams can come true, and even if they struggle with pain or depression or sadness or anxiety, there still was the element of hope and belief in there. And so, so I was really praying over this verse, and I was really dwelling on it and really and reflecting on it, and a lot of the conversations I had with all these people. And let me tell y'all something. Here's just in very simple terms how it works. There's 3 steps to it all, okay? Number 1, what you believe, what you think, and your emotions and your morals, your belief, your goals, your aspirations, everything inside of just your soul and in your head, okay? that's going to come out in your words. Okay? So wherever your soul's at, if your soul is chasing a dream, then it moves to your mind and it comes out in the form of words. And you start declaring these things and you say these things, whether you even like realize it or not. And it's that person's like, oh, I always have the worst luck. Oh, this always happens to me. Oh, I can't believe, like, how is anyone supposed to succeed when so-and-so's going on? You hear phrases like that, right? And so it manifests in these words. And then what the words we say and the things we declare over ourselves, and, oh, I'm never on time. Oh, I'm a night owl. I just did it a second ago. Oh, I'm a night owl. Suddenly your actions pair up with that. I mean, look at me making a freaking video in the middle of the night, So then all of a sudden it's like your actions start to match the things you say and declare over your life. And I got a little small plot twist at the end of this, okay? But like, so then all of a sudden it's like whatever you speak into existence, life or death, over you or over others, it starts to manifest then through the action. So then the body activates, and I've talked about this balance between the mind, body, and soul, so then all of a sudden the body starts acting on it. So then you take action in harmony with the things that you say and declare, whether good or bad. We all do it. I do this stuff all the freaking time, y'all. Sometimes I say good things, and about myself or about others, or, declare these things. Other times I say terrible things, and then the actions, sure enough, always match what I'm saying, and then what happens is your actions, you just add time to it. And that's your life. That's your destiny. It's the world. We, all of our lives, we create ourselves, and it all starts within. So your dream, your destiny, and your life, you can create any life you want, and you're gonna create, whatever life is all starting up in your head. And so, yeah, it's like just something to think about, y'all. It's definitely something I'm thinking about. And as I was reflecting on this, like, I came up with this new system that has been absolutely working, and I just figured I want to pass it on, I decided I was going to start changing and declaring goodness over my life and over my marriage and over my dreams and passions and the mission of my life and my desire to serve the Lord and serve you and my fellow man and the greater good, and so what I started doing is I started writing down and journaling and logging all the thoughts up in my head, and I started coming up with like dreams way more in detail and way more clear. And, some examples would be, like, I would love to be a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'd love to be a pro MMA fighter. I'd love to get in the best shape of my life. I want my marriage to be a dream come true and full of happiness and joy. I want my faith to be stronger than it ever has. I want to help save, 1 million souls. It's like I want to be able to put food on the table, like when we finally have kids, it's like I want to be able to, but I don't want to like lose my soul and my faith along the way and start making money the priority. I don't, so I started like coming up with all this stuff. So then I started declaring things. And it's funny, you can ask my wife, like there's sometimes she'll catch me out loud, like saying all this stuff, like, I'll just look at her and I'll just say like, hey, we are going to be successful, and it started with us defining what that is to us. I'm sure your definition, maybe it looks just like ours. It may, maybe it looks completely night and day. I don't know how you define success. I don't know what your views are, your faith, your beliefs. Maybe success to you is being a multimillionaire. Maybe success to you is being a professional filmmaker. Maybe success to you is making a song that becomes a hit on the radio. It's not, success isn't always monetary. Success can be tied to anything in the world you can think of. Maybe success is just having a beautiful, healthy marriage, So whatever your idea is, but like to us, it's like I just started saying to her, I was like, hey, we are going to be successful. We are successful. We are blessed. We have a beautiful marriage. We will have a beautiful marriage. And so I started declaring these things, and I swear, gradually, day by day, like our lives just gradually they're tracking upwards. They're growing, they're getting better, and all these things that we keep speaking are gradually coming true. And if someone were to ask me, why do I think, like, how is this working? Why is this working? Is it hocus pocus? Is it law of attraction? Is it mind over matter? Is it you just speak and declare? And, is it some believe it, think it, believe it, achieve it, succeed it, whatever, like however the phrase goes, it's like, no, it's like, I think it's Proverbs. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those that love it shall reap the fruit thereof. So, I believe scripture's true, me personally, not preaching at you guys, but so I believe that statement's real. So we have just been using declarations and affirmations all the freaking time. I started saying stuff to myself like, my dreams are going to come true, like period. That's it. I'm like, all my dreams are going to come true, or I'm going to die, whichever gets here first. And so then I start adding all this action to it, go with it. Because I don't, if you think you're going to sit in your room and just declare greatness over your life, it's not going to come knock on the door. It's like, now it's time for the body to do its part. It's time for the action to accompany it, So what do we start doing? We start sitting down and making plans. We start looking at our schedule. What's our routine look like? What time are we going to wake up every morning to have so we want a marriage built on Christ. We talk about that all the time. That's important to us. So how are we going to do that? Okay, we need to have a set quiet time every single day that we never miss. What time do we need to get up to get all this done before we clock in for the day? Then we start talking about other goals. Okay, we both want to get in the best shape of our lives. We would love to offer up the best version of our bodies to each other. I think that's like a super cool gift that you could give, the love of your life. We talk about also you're glorifying God, and second off, I also think, this is me personally, putting your best foot forward, like it's going to help you in your mission, so like that's another thing we talked about. It's like, okay, how can we make that possible? Well, so then we draw a workout schedule, and then we start, and the process isn't smooth at first. We had to sit there and tweak things, okay, why did the workout not happen today? Or why was it short? Or why did we feel like we were at the gym but not really get anything done? Why did we have trouble waking up this morning? What happened this morning? And so it's like the process starts getting fine-tuned. But then once we start getting these processes down, one was every week on the weekend, we always sit there and talk about our finances. Let's make sure we're not drowning in debt. Let's make sure we're moving forward. Let's making sure that we're going to be able to pay our bills and not get behind on things, So then all of a sudden it's like, as we start doing these things regularly, all of a sudden it's like, then you just add time to the mix. It's the compound effect. It's just one good solid day with victories throughout it, stacked upon another and another and another and another, is the very thing that creates the quality of your life and your destiny. Your destiny. I think I was gonna say testimony. I don't know. And so it's 1 a.m. y'all. And so so I guess if I had a piece of advice I would pass on to anybody out there, if you're doing this stuff, great, congrats, more power to you. Just stick with it. Like it's gonna pay off. The last thing you got to do is just give it time. But if you're in a place right now where you're really lost and you don't know what to do, and you don't have any of this figured out, you don't have good routines, you don't have plans for success, you don't even know what success looks like to you, you don't have any dreams, or they seem impossible at this point, or you're afraid to even dream at this point, if that even makes sense. You're afraid to even have a dream at this point. Here's my advice. Just reverse engineer that process, y'all. Get your head, get your mind, your body, and your soul in harmony. Okay, reverse engineer the process. Start with the action. Okay, maybe you're not sure what kind of goal to have physically. Well, just start working out. Start going to the gym. Start doing a workout every single day. Then, all of a sudden, then you add the action. Or you have the action, you add the words to it. You start declaring that over your life. I am fit. I am fit. I am a person who works out. I am a person who loves fitness. And then as you start to say that over and over, you'll start believing it. And then it'll start feeding itself. And then you'll be so convinced in this new identity of who you are, you will say that to people. Yeah, I love fitness. Oh, I love working out. I love going to the gym. And then sure enough, you'll be in the gym. You'll be working out every day. Maybe you need to get ahead financially. Maybe you're broke right now. A lot of y'all, if y'all are in college right now, it's like, geez Louise, I know you probably don't have freaking 2 quarters to rub together. Okay, don't worry, hang in there, y'all, hang in there. Like you'll get there. And God, don't worry, God's gonna take care of that provision, especially if you're serving Him. You know, especially if your goal is to serve God, He's got your back. I promise it's all going to be okay. But we can still have some good, healthy steps, you know. Start learning how to have, to do a budget. Just download a budget app, you know. Like, oh my gosh, like we do everything on budgeting apps nowadays. It does 90% of everything for you. It makes it a piece of cake, you know. So then you start doing that after, and then as you start doing that, you start saying that, you know what, I am financially self-disciplined, you know. And then you start declaring like good things. I'm not greedy. I am not greedy. I am generous, and I believe in being generous to God's people and His kingdom. You know, I am a tither. Period. And you say this stuff over and over. Then all of a sudden you start believing it. Okay? And then all of a sudden as you believe it and you buy in, sure enough, just watch. You'll be tithing into the kingdom regularly. You will reap a blessing for that. You know, maybe you have a jacked up family. Okay? We'll call them. Say, hey, how you been, my freaking, you know, lousy, whatever, you know, cousin, aunt, uncle, brother, sister, mom, dad, what? It's like whatever it is, you know. And trust me, if you don't like them, I guarantee like you're probably no angel either. I bet they feel the same way towards you. We'll call them regularly, you know. Say, hey, you know, get that thing going, you know. Then all of a sudden you'll start saying it out loud. I am family oriented. I love my family. Now then you'll start believing it, then it feeds itself. So I guess the point is, you guys, for anybody out there who's a night owl, okay, the real reason I stayed up is because my wife encouraged me to. I'd been planning on making this video and we got busy nonstop. And I ironically had the most productive day ever. Like, it was incredible. It was so good. And as I'm all ready to pass out, I had committed that I wanted to make this video today. And she told me, she's like, that, you know, I should finish what I start, you know, because it's what I've been saying and I've been declaring. And so I was like, you know what, like, I can't sleep because I know I'm about to pass out not having finished what I started. So here you are witnessing me, and I'm going to do an affirmation. You'll see it right now. Okay. I'm a man who finishes what he starts. All right. That's what I declare. That's what I affirm. I am a man, I believe this, who finishes what he starts. All right. So I just declared it. Now we just made the video. Okay. So we got the action. So I'm believing it up in here. I've been saying it here. And now the action is to confirm that I did not want this day to end until I had just tried to help somebody out there. And I figured, what better way to pass on and to help somebody else out there than with the very same thing I'm trying to conquer myself. So hope this helps. Love you guys. If you're new, like, subscribe, be part of the journey. I don't want you to be afraid of life anymore. You got your boy Mission Mike here. Okay? We're doing this together. There's no reason for you to not join the journey and us team up, and we do this together. We're stronger together. That's what God says. We're two more gathered, there He is present. I believe that through the internet too. I think He's bigger than the internet as well. So we are a team, and we're going to do this together. So start figuring out what your goals, your dreams, everything are. Start coming up with the affirmations you're going to declare, and then start thinking of what actions prove that what you say is true. And put it into action, put it into place, and I promise, give it some time, and you will create the life you want, but it all begins within. So, love you guys, praying for y'all. We'll talk to you soon.